Hey guys, Twisted1000 coming at you with kind of a technical review thing that I wanted to do because I've got a couple people who, are asking why I use custom updates instead of like fixed update or regular update inside of Unity. So here's a bit of an explanation. So I've got two things here. I've got a custom tracker that calls itself with the SendCustomEvent and a delayed frame, and they both do the exact same thing. But obviously, fixed update calls itself. Custom tracker calls itself as well. When I meant calls itself, I mean it just starts on its own. Fixed update does. So let's get into like the differences. We'll start out with fixed update, and I'll kind of explain what we're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button. I've got this player object that's set to track the player every frame. So I'm going to clear, and as you can see, one of the things that kind of really sucks about fixed update is that it calls even when it's not really in use quite yet. So I actually forgot to turn client sim player back on, so I went ahead and do that. So we'll start it over again, and I'll go ahead and clear it. And as you can see again, it's still going. It's not actually doing anything yet. It's just being called because that's how it works. So if I join a team, now we're actually doing something. And I went ahead and made a little tick counter here to show basically the same thing this shows, and that's how much this is being called. It's been a couple seconds, and we're up in the thousands. That's a pretty insane amount of updates being called there. I mean, and if you look here when I actually started from play, we're pretty high up there. And again, all it's doing is just setting my position every frame, right? Now, again, the pros to using something like fixed update is you have a guarantee that you are getting exactly the player's location, or you're doing something exactly every frame. If that's what you need, then it's totally fair to use that. But in our use case, and in most use cases inside of Vrchat, you don't need to be doing anything quite that intense unless you're calculating something like physics. That's a totally fair use case. Now I'll switch to custom update and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, and now you can see here I've switched this player object over to custom update. Unfortunately, like I said, fixed update will still be called. It does not care. It's just going to do a frame check every time um, until we're doing something with it. But with custom update, you can see over here, I'm not doing anything for custom update. I'm not doing anything for custom update down here until I hit this play button. Now we're tracking the player's information, and it's actually doing something. And you can see here it is rising pretty quick, but if I go ahead and clear these at the same time, you can see here that fixed update ends up blowing custom update out of the water in regards to how often it's being called. And that's just a bit too much. And now we can actually get into the profiler side of things, and I can show you like what the difference is. It's pretty crazy. All right, I've got my profiler open. I'm back to fixed update. I'm gonna hit play, and you'll see it's not horrible. Like I said, if you need to use this is not going to be the end of your project by any means. But there's just a lot of times when you don't need to be using something quite that intense for what you're trying to do. And you can see here with fixed update on before it's doing anything, we're chilling at about a mill of 25, maybe a mill of 15 probably. That's actually probably about closer to a mill of 15. Ignore that. That's just other things. But when we're chilling, when we're not doing anything, about a mill 25. Once I join the game, it's pretty much about the same actually. About a mill 20, maybe a mill, pretty much a mill 25. Honestly, it's pretty good in that regard. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to get out of play mode, and I'm going to clear fixed update because in order for me to actually stop calling it, I have to remove it from my code. So again, you can see here we were idling about a mill 25. Now keep that in mind as I hit the play button and switch this to custom update. Custom update, hitting the play button. All right, so we're just gonna chill again. Let's let it flatline. And we idle at about a mill, just a little mill. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my character participating in the game. And you can see here, it chills at about a mill 25. That's perfect. I mean, they're about the same. But here's what I want you to keep in mind. That mill we were at before when we were just idling, right here, right? I have 64 player objects that are going to be potentially setting their position to the player. And even now you can see that once I really have idled, we're under a mil with custom update, right? So we that compounds. It compounds really fast when you're talking about VR chat. And granted, I am doing all of this in client sim, so these values may be different, but I can almost guarantee that what we would see in VR chat would be about the same as we see here. Um, if not the same kind of thing where you can see the fixed update in this scenario is just too much. So we're using SendCustomEvent for the Gold Rush project. Thanks for watching. Bye.